Asli,
Hello.
what's going on? Okay, guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. You guys look beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at this. You guys are all dolled up, looking good. Okay, so tell everyone your name. We're going to start there. Tell everyone your names. First, let's start with your names because they're going to be like, how do you pronounce it? So I know Asli. Go ahead. Just tell everybody.
So it's Amr, like hammer, but without an H. That's the easiest way.
Amr, easy.
Amr.
Yep.
Something like that.
That's it. It kind of looks like you would say like Amr, but it's Amr.
Yeah.
Amr or Amr?
Bro,
Algo.
it's not Amr, it's Amr. Don't let people call you the wrong name. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the call. Real quick, you guys have a really unique, okay, so you guys are in Canada, right?
Mhm.
Toronto.
Toronto, shout out to freaking Drake. You guys wonder why I put, why I said hit him with a prenup. It's because Toronto, baby. Let's go. Right? Justin Bieber, baby. Justin Bieber, Drake, the works. Okay, but that's not where you guys are from. I want you to tell these guys where you're actually from because you're not from the same place, and I want you to tell them. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Jordan, the Middle East, and I used to be a lawyer for 10 years between Jordan, Dubai, and London until 3 years ago when I decided to quit law, move to Canada, and get into coaching. I became a certified coach. And I met Asli almost a year and a half ago over here. She'll tell you a little bit about herself in a bit. And we got into this program. We found out about it almost a month and a half ago. Got into the program 3 weeks ago, and we'll share a little bit about that later on.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, beautiful. So from Jordan, I didn't know where Jordan was until about 5 years ago. So that's why I wanted you to share it. I know that sounds really crazy, but I didn't. Okay. Did you say Asli or Osley?
Asli. Asli is fine.
Asli. Okay. Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Turkey.
Beautiful.
I was a corporate lawyer back in Turkey as well. 3 years ago, just like him, I moved to Canada and I switched career to project management. I worked as a project manager after I did my master's here in Canada for 2 years, and I worked as a project manager for 1 year. And we came across this business model maybe like one and a half ago, yeah. And yeah, we joined 3 weeks ago to FFM.
Okay, so let's tell these guys, first of all, so you've known about the business model, like just rank and rent in general, for how long?
Exactly 6 weeks as of today. Like I think we got into it August 12th.
Okay.
Learned about it the very first time we hear anything about it.
Okay, so you're telling me and everyone on here that 6.5 weeks ago, if I would have said rank and rent, you would have looked at me like you just got stoned.
Exactly.
Amazing. Amazing. So I'm making a point here because, guys, there are people watching this. I'm talking to you two. There are people watching this that have known about rank and rent for 6 years, 8 years, 2 years, 3 years, and they are still peeping. They are still just, should I do it? Should I not? Is there something better? And you guys, you heard it. And this is my favorite thing. When we talked, they told me that I can't remember how you heard about the business model in general. And then you came across our YouTube channel, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And here's my favorite thing, guys. I don't know if you guys can confirm this. Maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe it's just my narcissism that heard this, but I do remember something being said about you guys were like in bed watching some YouTube videos of me talking about rank and rent, which really made me happy.
Yeah.
Kind of, a little bit.
Okay. I'm not trying to get weird, but I do like the idea of that being on your mind right before bed. You know what I mean?
I mean, before bed, after bed, all the time, basically. There came a period of time where it was all...
He became the celebrity of our house.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. No, I'm just joking, but I think the point with that whole thing is like, let's use the same thing with our clients, right? I think a lot of times we think we have to know our clients for a certain period of time before we can close them. Oh, I need to know the client. They need to be aware of who I am for 2 weeks, whatever. That's not the case. It's not about how long. It's about how much value you deliver within the time. You guys have known about me way less time than some of the people that have been in this group since a year ago. Yet you guys have not only joined the program, but you guys have gotten your first deal and you're on to the second. So it's just a good reminder, guys, that it's not about how long, it's about how much value. Now, you guys were awesome because you were already ready. You consumed the content on your own.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with our clients, right? That's why we do those live transfer leads. So we can jam them 3-4 leads in that short period of time. And we don't have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. It's not about time. It's about value within the time. So anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, like, so for us, so the way we came across Rack and Rant was we came across another person's group. We were intrigued by the whole process. We watched, I think, a couple of videos for that person. Then we started doing a little bit of research on YouTube until we came across an interview with you by someone else.
Yeah.
So we checked out your YouTube videos, and ever since we didn't check anyone else's. Like, as soon as we hit your YouTube channel, we were just consuming. And then we learned about the Facebook group, the free Facebook group, and we joined that, and I just kept on consuming. So we didn't really check anyone else's because we were benefiting from what you're giving out, basically.
Yeah. And the first 3 weeks, Nick, we tried out on our own. You know, without joining the program.
Before joining the paid program.
Yeah, and actually the first website, and by the way, like the thing about us is we were a lawyer, then he became a coach, I became a project manager. We have zero sales skills. We don't have English as our first language. We both are immigrants, and we are targeting US and Canada, you know, with some second language English. And the first 3 weeks, we actually put our website, we built a website, the landing page, we started to run ads on it. And the first website we built out, we actually hooked up with a business owner and we did a Zoom call. But by that time, we did everything wrong, right? Like, it was just out of luck, in my opinion, and we were so rookie. Of course, we didn't close that deal. And we tried a couple of more niche and cities and so on. But the moment, like, the biggest reason why we decided to join the program is that we wanted to buy time. That was the biggest reason.
Love it. I remember, so these guys actually messaged me. They sent me a message like right when you got into the free group. And it was something like, hey, we're in the free group. We appreciate, you know, what you're sharing, and we're going to do it. And guys, I get these messages a lot, and which I appreciate, but like, I just figured, oh, another one of those people that's going to go, you know, do it on their own. They're probably going to phase out. And then all of a sudden I saw an application come in and I was like, okay, I'm interested. Like, let's hear the story. So I think the point is, and there's so many things we could talk about right there. Like, there's probably at least 5 to 7 people listening right now, and that are gonna listen, that English isn't their first language. Did you guys think that was going to be a deal breaker for you? You're like, oh my gosh, I speak English, but it's not my first language. Like, let's talk about that first, because I think that's a big hang up for a lot of people who aren't born in an English speaking country.
We were haunted by many very limiting beliefs that were like, oh no, it won't work, and so on. In relation to language in particular, I think this was mostly yours.
Yeah. I think that was more of my insecurity, let's say. I still have it, and I had some other limiting beliefs as well, as being a woman, for instance, because the niches we are targeting, it's all men. Like, I've never talked to I've maybe talked to 20, 25 business owners. None of them were women. And I'm coming with something, I'm trying to sell a product to them. So, but the more you do it, the less you care about it, actually.
We're realizing more and more how it's exactly as you say, Nick. Like, when we give them the leads sell themselves. It becomes less about the language.
Totally. I was talking to somebody. Oh, I was doing a podcast on Monday, and somebody said to me, no, I wasn't that. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Somebody that I just talked to on the phone, they said, okay, I need to go set up a business and I need to do this and my website. And I said, no, you don't need to do that. I said, you need to go make money. And they said, well, I think I need to do that just so I can have like that trust that people can. And I said, no, you know what's going to get people to trust you? Give them your product for free and let them try it out. So I'm guessing for your business that you guys are now running the deals under, do you guys have a website?
We don't have a website now.
Did anyone ask you to see your website? I'm talking about your agency website.
Did anyone ask that? I think
No.
there were a few people who asked, but like we tell them that we don't have a website because we target the people who we want to work with.
Yeah, it's not inbound. It's you target specifically the partners you want. I love it. And that's such a good point. Like you don't, if you're just calling and saying, hey, you know, we've all got those calls, right? Hey, I can get you ranked in Google. It's like, dude, you better have a really nice website and a bunch of case studies. But when you're calling saying, hey, do you want a couple of free jobs that I already know you're paying for?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like in English, I don't know if you guys have heard this phrase, but it's like, does a bear shit in the woods? Have you ever heard that? Like, duh, right? I like, of course, I'll take free leads. And so anyway, so yeah, let's talk about the deal. So you guys, we got off the call. You guys landed, by the way, let's do spoiler alert. You guys landed your first deal in 20 days. How much was what's the monthly amount?
1,600.
1,600. Okay. I love it. Tell me how good that felt to just secure that deal.
So basically, it was Asli who hooked up the BO. Okay. And during the first
hold on. Tell everyone what a BO, because sometimes we get in this and we're like LGBO. I know what it is, but just so everybody can understand.
The business owner. Okay. So Asli hooked up the business owner, and we had already with the first attempted closing call that we had with the first BO before joining the program, we got on the call together. And I think that was part of why things went to the ground, because he had to meet someone new on the call, and there was still another person to get to trust and so on. So this time when she hooked up that BO, we agreed that, okay, you drive it all the way to the finish.
Yeah.
So
maybe we should give a little background of that. So before, so how we started is, there are so many things actually we arranged at the beginning, because planning phase is important. We follow their advice, which is like, don't overthink it. Imperfect action is better than perfect action. We did that, but we also planned, like you gotta plan some stuff, right? So we did some work allocation and so on. And after watching the first couple of modules, he did his research, I did my research, and I guess today in one of the Facebook groups, I was talking to someone, I was replying to some messages, and I told them as well, before I determined the niche and city combination that I want to go into, I guess I checked off 100 cities, if not more.
Wow.
So we were talking about the importance of DD. So it's really, really important to do the DD and, spend a little bit more time on it to come up with a good niche and city combination. Because this deal that I closed off, it's the first website that I built. But having said that, in my opinion, having a good BO list is much more important than a niche and city combination, in my opinion, because before joining your program, Nick, we created 6 different websites, by the way, all from different niches. Some of them are high ticket, some of them are low ticket. I told you, we did everything wrong, right? So in one of them, by the way, we built the website, almost immediately we ranked it up. Crazy. We have 0 SEO skills. And then we started running ads, and it's already ranked up anyway. We are getting deals, 3 deals a day, but we couldn't find a BO, 3 leads a day, but we couldn't find a BO, business owner. So it went all, to the drain. So yeah, BO list is much more important.
One thing I want to touch on that, guys, I think there's a fine line between imperfect action and not being stupid. And I love that you said that, guys. In real estate, I'm talking about physical real estate. By the way, I can see my reflection. Guys, I need to make sure you two send Ashley a message so we can send you guys the merch, okay? I just didn't want to forget. So make sure Ashley gets that. So with that said, though, in real estate, right? They always have this saying, if you talk to people that have been doing it, they say, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. And I always heard this. I'm like, what does that even mean? What it means is if you buy a property that's worth $500,000 and you buy it for 410, you could sell it for the market rate and you're going to make 90K.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with this? It has to do with if you pick the city and niche correctly, that's low competition, low CPC, right niche, right city. You don't have to do that good of SEO. You don't even have to sell it for that much money. You could sell it for probably 1,000 or even maybe 800 because your SEO and your CPC is going to be easy. And you're still going to make the same rip as somebody who didn't take the time. They went into Dallas, Texas concrete and their CPC is $8 to $10 per click. And they're just getting their ass handed to them, right?
Yeah.
And so I love what you said. Yes, take imperfect action, but I don't have any problem with someone taking a full week to go through 100 due diligence. And if you guys don't know what that means that you're watching this, that's looking at a city. Is it competitive? Who's ranking for what, et cetera, CPC, volume, all that stuff, right? We had the whole research paper. You go through and you did 100 of them to choose one city, but guess what? That week is going to save you 6 months of SEO and you're going to rank quicker. You're going to make more money. So very, very, very good point. Second thing, business owner. You'll learn, and I'm glad you guys are seeing this. I love what you said that. You'll learn in this business, it's not as, you could almost convince anybody to pay you money. And I know that sounds like I'm making that up, but when you guys get good at this, like right now, you guys are just following the steps and you're knocking it down. Give it 6 months. You're going to realize you could give anyone 2 or 3 leads and sign them into a 6-month contract. Boom. Right. But the question is, are they going to close deals? Question is, are they hungry? Because we need these people to not stay with us for 3 months, 6 months, a year. We need them for 4 years, 10 years. That's how we're going to make millions of dollars. Right. And so I love what you said because, and I said this in the beginning, you guys might have heard this, just because somebody's willing to pay you does not mean you should take the money. So it is so important that you find the right business owner who's already sold on advertising, ideally, and it's a good fit. And I've realized in the Digital Landlords program, as well as my clients, it's not so much about selling your product or your program as it is about finding people that just fit. And when like we talk, I could tell. I was like, these guys are hungry. They're like this little power couple that's going to go crush it. And they're both going to go get deals and they're just dedicated. And I just knew, like, no doubt in my mind, I know it's easy to say that now, but like, I've never had one thought like they're not going to make it. I mean, you guys did surprise me that it was that quick. That was gangster. That was dope. So this is an important question.
Yeah.
When you got the deal, what kind of sell? I know this is a funny question. What did you guys do when you got the first deal? Did you get a bottle of champagne? Did you guys give a little fist bump across the room? Did you guys freaking streak around in the birthday suit, just stoked out of your mind? What did you guys do when you got that first deal?
Actually, the very first thing that we did after the call was jump around a little bit. And then for the rest of for the 2 more hours, we were just like trying to sort out the agreement, sort out the CC form, sort out all of the backend things just to get them set. Once we sent that out, we were like,
it was crazy.
Isn't it the best feeling in the world?
When we did the Stripe account and clicked submit and saw that go through, we were like, whoa, what just happened?
Nick, I followed what you said to the dot in the module. Like all those little small things, right? You say, for instance, I by the way, I got the credit card details on Zoom. I got everything on Zoom. It's not like, what if I sent you the authorization, you fill out, you sent it to me, and then I back and forth. No, you are giving me the credit card details, and that's it. And
I love it.
Remember in the module, you say, when you're asking that question, you look in the, like you don't look here or there, you look right into the camera. And I'm like, what's the credit card details?
Hey, she's going to be an assassin, dude. You keep her on the phones.
100%. We alternate. I'm getting my deal soon.
No. I love it. You know what's cool is you guys are going to have this little friendly competition, but it's both going to the same bank account. So you can both be excited for each other, but she can still be like, hey, I'm not doing the dishes tonight, bro. Like, I got the deal. So,
Exactly.
right? No. What do you,
100%.
what language do you guys speak when you're at home? This is such a random question. I'm just curious.
Actually, it's English.
Okay.
Is there any other common language?
Mine is Arabic and hers is Turkish.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if there was a third that you guys had. Okay, so just English. It's dope. Okay.
Maybe Spanish sometimes too. Let's see.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
So what doubts did you have? Because man, I love, like, it's so cool. I wish everyone just got it. You got the, what was the most attractive thing when you heard Rank and Rent? What was the thing about it that just got you just sucked in? You're like, that's the business model. What was it?
Criteria. So actually the way we reached Rank and Rent was we were looking at two different passive income models, and we wrote on a board, what do we need? And the main criteria of what we needed was something that would bring us money quickly, something that would bring us big money, something that wouldn't need marketing, and what's the last one? Something that would grant us geographical freedom as well. So when we came across Rank and Rent, we were like, this is it, 100%, this is it.
Yeah.
So that was the main thing that it took. And in relation to doubts and challenges, I would say, to be honest with you, Nick, when we really understood the concept, I told Asli, I told her, there are a few moments in my life where I feel a big change is happening. And this is one of them. I'm like, I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to change our life. This is definitely one of them. So we didn't have a major doubt, but I think just along the way, we started to have some insecurities about our work and about how we're doing things. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I echo Amr, yeah.
It's just cool because, like, I know this sounds cheesy or whatever, but like, it's so cool to me. I'm in Utah. You guys are in Canada. We got people in Australia. We got people in Nicaragua. We got people in like all over the world. And you can do this from literally anywhere, like, period. You could sell deals from anywhere. You can service clients from anywhere. You could target any area. Again, I know I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid, but I always say, find me a better business model. I will go and try it out. And if it's better than Rank and Rent, I will eat my words and I will change everything and go all in on that. I'm not emotionally attached to Rank and Rent. It's just the best one out there. Right?
100%.
I don't know about you guys, but I look back now and I'm like, I'm really lucky that I found it so early on. I was stupid and put it on the shelf and chased a couple other things. But like a lot of people that are in this group or that find it, they've tried e-com and they've tried MLMs and they've tried this and that. And all of a sudden they see this, they're like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah.
And just to add a note, it's not only the Rank and Rent, I would say it's also your particular model, Nick. The element of pre-selling.
The rent, then rank.
Rent and rank. That's the real moneymaker. That's the real life changer.
Yeah,
for sure. One more question for you guys, because I know I just saw a comment a second ago that said somebody and their husband are like a power couple, like a team, and like, how does that work? Like, I'm going to be honest. I know there's a lot of people on here. I don't know if you guys are just both really understanding. I don't know a lot of people that could make this work. I think when it works really well, but it's so hard and so rare to find where you can make it work. So how do you guys make it work where you're like together, you're living together, you're spending all your time together, you're working together? It's like, have you seen any challenges thus far? I'm sure there's going to be some that come, but like, how has that been?
So we can actually,
it says you could start. I love that. Good answer.
So we can actually even write a book about this, like doing things together. So before this, as he said, he had his own business, I had my own business, but we are both working from home, right? So we were familiar with, spending 7/24 together. After what happened is actually maybe like 2 months ago, before we come across Rank and Rent model, we were like, well, your business is settled, my business is settled, we are getting a little bit bored. Let's explore different options and let's come up with some criteria. If a business model ticks all of the criteria we have, and then let's go into it together as a joint effort. So we did the analysis that he talked about. We come across rank and run. And when we started, we again did some planning, right? We did some arrangements. I can say that the one thing that really helped us is being aligned on goals and setting expectation. Because especially at the beginning, when you're learning, and if you don't have any, sales background, any SEO background, ads background, and so on and so forth, the information dump you're getting, it's like insurmountable, right? It's a lot of information, and you need to work really hard. Like we are saying that we close the deal in 20 days, start to end. But the thing is, we work maybe like 6.5 days a week, and every day, maybe 10, 12 hours a day. So it's definitely not easy. If people are feeling that, oh my goodness, this is hard, yes, it is hard. But when you put in the work, you are getting your reward from it. And when I say expectation, the mapping, Nick, it really helped us, because we sat down, what do we want and how much aligned we are? Because when you think of it, if he wants to spend 8 hours a day, only 5 days a week on work, and in the weekend go out and party, but I want to make $1 million, this is not going to work together, right? Because we are like all over the place. But we were like, we want this, we want to get it together. So that's one thing.
Right.
Being aligned, yeah. Yeah, there are a few other elements. So we were leaning on each other's strengths. So she is, I have a bit of a perfectionist in me. So if I want to write content, it takes me forever. She's more she's like quick on things. So she writes the content, I do the technical stuff around the website. So we've been leaning a little bit on each other's strengths. Everything else we alternate doing together, leaning on having 2 minds on the job. So that's been helping. Another element is the books that we've been reading, also keeping us in check. And that actually has been a very important piece, being aligned on the mindset, especially around the visioning piece and the affirmations, I would say, like the manifestation, and just in relation to us being a couple, I would say there is, like, whatever we put out, whatever words or emotions we put out, we would receive them in double and in triple and so on. So I say that because when we're putting out love and understanding and compassion and learning and growth, we're also receiving that in a combined way. As a funny thing, like the other day, I jokingly said, we're not having any healthy agreements. We need to have a healthy agreement. The 2 days afterwards, we were just like almost arguing on very petty things. So it's just like literally whatever we put out in relation to emotion, it comes back. So it's just putting out the emotions that you want to have with your partner, I guess, is important.
One thing about you guys I can tell too, I say this very often is, and if someone on here has never heard me say this, then you must be new, but sales is the transfer of energy. That's it, right? Your excitement about your product or service, you need to transfer that to your customer, right? Your belief in your product or service. And one thing I want to point out, and I can tell from the call, you guys have that, I don't even know what you would call it, but you guys have that energy. And I know that that's a big reason you guys are going to have a lot of success. You've already gotten a deal. When you get on a call with the business owner and you're just like, and it's like, whatever, you guys are upbeat, you're excited, you're smiling. You don't have to be fake, but your energy and excitement for the business model. I know, and that's why when people get deals, I know I messaged you guys after you got it. I said, we got to get on the call this Wednesday. And I know it's always like, well, let me get a couple more deals. No, I want people to feel that energy, because it is a very palpable thing once you felt it. So I'm telling you guys, I can feel it, and don't ever stop that. Sometimes you're having a long day and it's like, I'm not really excited to jump on this call with this business owner who is kind of ornery. Bring the energy for that 1 hour, and I'm telling you, that does the majority of the selling. That plus the leads, everything else just kind of blank space. So anyway, great job. I can feel it. Don't let that stop. Don't ever change that. Just keep bringing that energy. Okay.
Thank you. We will.
Okay. I want to go through really quick a couple of, so anyone that's on, I'm going to go through a couple of questions. If you guys have any questions for these two, I'm going to ask them. I'm going to go through them really quick. Then I'm going to give away a coaching call. And then these guys are going to get back to work. And so am I. Okay. So let's see what we got really quick. Rachel D is the one that said her and her spouse are like a team. So that's the person I was talking about. Let's see what else we got here. Got a bunch of people that just joined a little bit late. Okay. Robert's in Digital Landlords, by the way. He said, my heart skipped a beat when they accidentally said 3 deals a day. When you said you get 3 leads a day, I thought you were getting 3 deals a day. And
this is where we're going. This is what we'll be doing. Very soon, by the way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I have a question I want to ask you guys, if nobody else does, that I just thought of. Okay, let's see. Tim said, you said it, it's overwhelming for sure. Okay, I want to ask this question. Then if anyone else has any other questions, please drop them. If not, let's give away a coaching call and let's go make some money. Was the deal that you got, was it easier or harder than you thought? And I'm not looking for an answer. I don't care what the answer you give. I'm just curious. And I'm talking about the close. You get on that. I love it. I have a question I want to ask you guys. Sorry, you're on. I was on the side. Sorry.
Here we go.
Sorry. Was it easier or harder than you thought that Zoom close was going to be?
So let me give this answer. So what happened, Nick? It's so unbelievable. So I put up the website, right? We started with a couple of websites. He has his, I have my own. And I'm calling the business owners. The first 1 or 2 days, I didn't get anything, no hookup or anything. The 3rd day, I'm pumped up. I'm like, I am so determined. I'm gonna do the hookup today, right? And you know that this is gonna happen today. So I call this guy. Maybe like we had a conversation of less than 1 minute. I told him I have a lead that I wanna connect him with you. And then he told me, I want to sit down with you and talk about business. I'm like, wait, what is going on? Like, because I don't know, I really truly believe in this energy and, making up your mind and manifesting. I think I was so determined. I was just came across that guy. And then I'm like, wait a second, what's happening? And then I told him, let's do this deal first. Let me just talk to him. And then I'm gonna, connect him with you. But he was totally hungry. At the beginning, I don't know anything about his background, anything about his business. But then I learned that he's been in the business just for 2 years. He's trying to expand his portfolio, so on and so forth. And then in the closing call, because between the first call and the closing call, for a week or so, I sent him 5 leads. Every day we are talking. And then he just, in every call, he's sharing more information with me. So that's the thing about finding the right business owner, in my opinion. When they are hungry, when they are looking for leads as well, it's super duper easy. And right now, by the way, when I'm trying to hook up some business owners, I'm not giving I'm not forcing, I'm not doing anything. I am giving out pullbacks left, right, and center. I'm like, because I know that if he's a right guy, he's not gonna be like, I don't want it. Oh, I'm okay. I'm so busy, because I've experienced the right business owner. Right now, I'm just looking for the same guy in different cities.
So true. It is really about finding the right person more than it is trying to convince them. And I love what you said. Pullback. You should never be scared to do a pullback, because if they're actually interested, the pullback isn't going to lose the deal.
True.
Period. Now on the Zoom, when you actually asked for the credit card, was that just smooth as butter, or did you have any objections?
No, objections. So what happened, Nick? For the entire week, by the way, I'm answering.
Go for it.
For the entire week, I talked to the guy, right? I sent the leads to the guy. But before I arranged a Zoom call, I asked him, are you the decision maker? And guess what he said? He said, I have a vibe. I'm like, okay, I knew that this is going to happen. I'm ready for it. I'm prepared for it. And he was like, I have a wife. And then I told him, bring your wife as well. I want to meet your wife as well, because, you know, I don't want him to go and say, oh, I need to ask my wife. So he brought his wife, but it's the first time I'm meeting her. So the trust is not there. The rapport is not there. So the Zoom call took maybe 1.5 hours. No, yeah, 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I built the trust with the lady as well. The objections, all the objections came from the lady, because she has no idea about the leads. She didn't talk the leads. She just learned about me and the business model. I sorted everything out, and then I asked for the credit card details.
And it came as smooth as butter. And I was listening in from the other room, and when she was like, all right, all I need now is the credit card details. And he was like, yeah, all right, here it is. Tick, 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 tick.
You were over there ordering new workout clothes.
Exactly.
And just sorry, just one more thing to say, just in relation to the whole process. I think the key things that differentiated the work that we're doing between the joining the program and after is the structure, and it's really the structure and the small pieces of very valuable gold nuggets that have helped us set things up in a really, really better way.
I always describe it like this. There's probably people on this call that know 80 to 85% of maybe what we cover, maybe, I don't know. But it's like this, right? You when you rank a website, you put a website up, and in like a week, sometimes maybe a month, you go from page 8 to page 2, or the top of page 2, bottom of page 1. And then it takes you like another 4 months to go from the bottom of page 1 to the top of page 1. That's the actual work. And so I was at 80 to 85% in 2019. I knew, I understood, and I spent the whole year of 2020, 2021 mastering that 15 to 20%. And that's exactly what you're talking about. It's subtle shifts, little tweaks, little things that you need to say. And it's awesome. Okay, I saw a couple of questions come in. We'll hurry and do this real quick and let you guys go. Work at your own pace. Okay, real quick. Let's answer this one. Let me see what we got here first. So we got a bunch of questions. I see this. Asli is a beast, attacking the objections before they arise. Yes. And then Sergio said, wow, she's good. We need to get you on the phones. All right. Let's end with this one. And then what I would ask you guys, if you don't mind, when you get done, if you could go and just respond to some of these questions just for time's sake. I do want to end with this one, and then I'm going to give away a coaching call, but I do want to end with this. I saw one I liked. This is what I want to ask. Are there times, this is from Rachel, are there times you feel discouraged? I have been struggling with discouragement. Let's end with that question, and either one of you can answer that, and then I'm going to figure out a question to ask for the coaching call. So go ahead.
In relation to discouragement, I think the books, especially the Think and Grow Rich book, reading it on a daily basis. Yes, there we go.
There it is.
There we go.
A staple.
Exactly.
Reading at least a few pages from it every morning would give us that boost. Even if we wake up, at least I'm going to talk about myself, even if I wake up a little bit lazy because of the day, or discouraged because things didn't happen as I wanted to the day before, just reading a few pages from that book would change my whole mindset and would give me a boost for the day. So yes, I do feel discouraged at times, but the key for me to getting back on my feet has been shifting the mindset through the books.
Yeah. And the other book that I would humbly suggest is the Science of Getting Rich. Mind blowing.
Excellent.
I haven't finished that one, but I actually have it. I need to read that one.
Yeah, super good.
So, okay. I love it. Thank you guys so much.